On today's episode, I'm joined by Álvaro Villamizar, COO of Sandon, part of the Antima Group. With 25 years of leadership in global retail giants like Auchan and El Corte Inglés, Álvaro now brings his strategic vision to the world of luxury design in Marbella. We talk about business, life lessons, balancing life with 3 kids, and why Marbella is fast becoming Europe's creative capital. And so you said you went into retail and you've been in retail for, God, how knows how many years, and you open 100 stores.
I love to work with people, and retail is about people, especially on the team side. But it was a big coincidence. They are really hard workers. So because it's not easy to live in Colombia, you probably can understand.
What has been the biggest challenge in your life that you think has shaped you and changed your mindset and changed who you are?
That's a really good question. I think that so when you give that power to your team, they just fly. And so from my point of view, I just have to support them to growth. That's it. Of course, I think that I was manifesting.
It's important to follow your heart. This episode is brought to you by Sandon, a family-run furniture company with a brand new flagship store in Forum, Marbella. Hello, everyone. Here we are in the beautiful Sandon shop in Forum. And today I have the honor to interview the new COO of Sandon, Álvaro.
Thank you, Tene.
Thank you so much
for having me.
Thank you so much for your time. I know you're so busy. I know there's so much going on in the shop. You have so many events, so many projects, and it's the high season. But we are gonna do a short podcast, talk about you, your story. You've done so many incredible things. But let's start from the beginning. Just introduce yourself, where you're from, a little bit about your background, and anything that I should know. What happened in your early upbringing that is important to shaping who is Álvaro today?
That's great. Thank you. So I'm from Colombia. I'm 51-year person. But I'm a Colombian guy, so half Colombian, because at the end I decide to move with my family, my 3 kids. I have 3 kids from Colombia to Spain. My older kids born in Colombia, but the other 2 born in Spain. So we have like this half. But we consider, and I consider myself 100% Colombian, you know. This country has given me a beautiful story of my life, and I developed my professional career here. So this is something that always are in our family values, just to be grateful where you have developed your career. So as a small introduction, but I'm always been in the retail sector.
And why did you make such a move? You already, like you said, you had 1 son. Why did you decide to move to Spain? It's not a neighbor country, it's across the ocean. Why such a
Totally. As you probably know, you know that Colombia in the early 90s struggled a lot with violence, you know, or the drug stuff and everything. So at that moment of my life, we decided to move out to try to find some country a little bit more secure. My ex-father-in-law was from Spain, so our natural way was to, okay, where we should go. So we decided to move. I had 2 alternatives in that moment of my life. I had like Canada, and then one member of my family, an aunt that I love her, she said, "Why are you going to go to Canada? It's cold. It's so far away from everything. What about the Spain?" But so I decided to move to Spain in that moment. So that was a beautiful part of our life. But we decided to move because of that tough moment of Colombia.
Because you didn't feel safe anymore, and to raise a family it wasn't safe.
Indeed,
Probably.
yeah, correct.
And how old were you? Don't remember.
Good question. I'm 30, I'm 51. So that was like almost 20 something. So I was pretty young, but I always been really mature and face the things in a really early days. So no, in that moment, that was a beautiful moment because I start to work in something completely different. My background was economist, so I came from the consultancy firm in Colombia, and then I came here and I start to work in a shop, in a store. Basically, it was a decoration and furniture store
Wow.
in Granada. So in some way I'm linked with decoration and furniture because my first job was there in Granada, and then I moved to a retail sector that was a little bit later.
But who did you want to become when you were a child? What was your dream?
A father, to be honest. I have to say that I love my purpose of my life always has been to be a father.
That's beautiful.
Um, and then I knew it since the very beginning that I had to work, and I love to work. In a natural way, we become good family, and we create our history here in Spain through the last 30 years almost.
And so you said you went into retail and you've been in retail for God, how knows how many years, and you open 100 stores, and now you're leading Sandon. So how did you get into retail, and was it like a real passion of yours?
I love to work with people. That's when you are a retailer. I knew that I love to understand why the people goes in one way or the other, why the people goes, and I love to work with people. And retail is about people, especially on the team side. So, but it was a big coincidence because a friend of mine in that moment mentioned that Tengelmann, it's a German group, was looking for an operation manager in Andalusia. So that's why I present my CV really in the procedure way and the normal way. And then they call me and I start to work there. Was a crazy moment because I worked a lot in the road, but that helped me to understand the Spanish and Andalusian culture. So that was beautiful. I have to say that retail gave me the opportunity to know in a really deep and good way, not only Spanish, the south of Europe, I will say.
And how would you compare the south of Europe and all the culture, and like you said, the way of life of Andalusians? How would you compare that to Colombians and to your roots?
But we have something in common. We are willing to work. In Colombia, we are happy people that they are really hard workers. So because it's not easy to live in Colombia, you probably can understand, but the people over there can start the day maybe at 3 o'clock in the morning, have three jobs, but you will see a beautiful smiley faces around the day. So that's mean a lot in terms of for me, you know. And also you have like a different kind of cultures into the same country. So I link that with Spain. If you are in Andalusia, you are completely different if you go to the Basque Country. I have lived in the Basque Country. I have lived in Madrid. So it's completely different people, completely different environments, culture, food. I love food. So this is something that I think that I link with Colombia, if we can say.
Yeah, but you studied also in one of Europe's top 10 business schools, no? In EdHec.
Edec,
Yeah.
yeah.
Where exactly?
Uh,
Was it in?
because I then from then the German Tengelmann group that is German, they call me through one headhunter to go to Auchan to join Auchan. And in Auchan, I spent 10 years of my life as a regional director. I also help to develop like small stores because in that moment we start to talk if this hypermarket should be staying or should we go to the convenience store. So I developed that convenience stores in Auchan, and Auchan offered me to make this MBA in EDEC. So it was a beautiful moment, quite challenged to be honest, but was beautiful because I learned not only what they give us in the MBA, but I have really good friends over there of that moment of my life.
But you said it was quite a challenge. So, what was the challenge, or what
Well,
has been the biggest challenge in your life that you think has shaped you and changed your mindset and changed
that
who you are?
that's a really good question. I think that that moment in my life was quite challenging because I was working, has an important role. Mercadona in that moment decided to move to Basque Country, so I was the regional director of the Basque Country. So I put in place a strategy to go against and receive Mercadona. But at the same time, I was a father of three there.
Which is another challenge.
Another challenge to, so I love to be at home. I love to be at home with my kids. But at the end, I'm also have the challenge of the MBA. So was a big learning from my point of view to how to organize me, how to try to prioritize everything. Auchan Group is such a big, beautiful group in terms of retail. It's like a university of retail. So yeah, but the most challenging role that I have covered was with Deals Pepco because we start from the scratch, zero, to now they have more than 280 stores. But that moment was really because we did it in a really entrepreneurial way. We had the HR director and myself, Roberto, helped me to create the team, to create the foundations, to have our own NID, to try to have like our own uh, identity, but we are part of the big group in UK base. So the matrix need to understand that. So that was a big challenge in terms of not only the retail and the range, how to adapt the range, but also to have like an own entity to give like a purpose to the teams to say, okay, we are this, and they believe it. And so the really good things, I'm really proud of the people that they started in the very beginning. They continue working there. So that's beautiful story from my point of view.
Yeah. And what advice would you give to people who are building new teams and learning about leadership? Because as much as I've learned from listening to different podcasts, they all say that the company is only as good as the people who work there. So it's so much about the people, right? Like you said, you're a people person. So how do you know then that you have got found the right people, and how do you motivate them, and how do you create this perfect company culture that they want to work there? How does this process look like, or is it something you do it intuitively? Is it maybe your
No,
superpower,
no,
or it's a strategy?
I don't have a superpower at all. I think that I have made so many mistakes in terms of the people, in terms of the teams. But I have to say that one of the things that helped me to understand is in the past, maybe 60s, 70s, or 80s, the company's growth through the people. So based on the people, the company's growth. And in some moment, I realized that it's totally the opposite. Is you need to make your team's growth, and then your company will growth in a natural way.
Okay.
So it's a different point of view. So I always use this approach just to try to say, okay, it's not about the company, it's about the teams. If you make your teams growth, your business, if you have well positioning, if you have the right price, the product, service, whatever, the business will growth. So when you give that power to your team, they just fly. And so from my point of view, I just have to support them to growth. That's it. No, it sounds easy, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
but this is something that had really helped me. So
And this you've learned probably, like you said, from making mistakes, from experience, from years of experience. Because you have so much experience. You worked also with Corte Inglés. So you worked a lot with like corporate retail. So how did you find your way to Sandon? This is so different. It's a high-end luxury, beautiful custom-made furniture and the incredible pieces that they sell here. And they also develop real estate. And it's totally a different world, probably.
so totally different world for me. But I found Sandoz opportunity because by coincidence, to be honest, I said they put something on the LinkedIn, and in that moment I say, okay, should I stay or should I go from Marbella?
The big question.
Because, so it's a big question. I really want to stay in Marbella, or I should move to Madrid. I came to Marbella for love because of meet someone that um, is the partner of my life. So in that moment, I said, I came to Marbella too, but working in Madrid. So I've been moving in that, doing that for the last 15 years or 10 years. But I said, in this moment of my life, I said, okay, what I should do? I should stay permanently, stay here, forget about the trips. So thanks God, and I'm really blessed that I found the Sundance opportunity. And we have a very same vision with in terms of the family values. So this was a very important decision. But when I discovered Sundance and who is behind, the family has been so nice with me. So we align, we are on the same page. So I decide to say, okay, I'm going to stay here for personal reasons, but also because I truly believe that this remember me like a Deals and Pepco situation where we had almost nothing, and I'm totally sure that we can become the biggest studio with flagship stores around Europe. So that's the purpose. That the purpose is just to try to help family. They are such a big and creative family, and I will put some help in order of disciplines in order to try to create good routines in terms of the teams to elevate and build the Sundance 2.0.
And something interesting you mentioned, because you said you've been traveling, let's say, 15 years between Marbella and Madrid. And since I came to Marbella more or less 15 years ago, and maybe you had the same dilemma, you thought that maybe there isn't enough career opportunities in Marbella, because obviously you work for big brands and big shops, and we didn't have that kind of in Marbella. You didn't have any let's say, these big companies in Marbella. But I think this is the beautiful change you've seen probably yourself over the years in Marbella, how many beautiful big brands have come here and smaller brands. Yes, Antima may not be the biggest brand, but it's grown immensely, and what they've developed here is, I think, is so unique and beautiful, and I think they also have so much potential to be even bigger. And
I think that is a great point, because I never thought in my life that a corporate retail corporate person I will find something that can align with my profile. So it was a big discover to me that I can say, okay, thanks God that I really discovered Sandon, and then I love to learn what is going to happen in the about the society, the how is the cities are developing, because my older kid Santiago love to from that point of view how is growing the things, and Costa del Sol and especially Marbella we have a big opportunity, is growing and growing. So yeah, was a totally surprise for me in terms of I found what I was looking for in the beautiful place, in a paradise place like Marbella. So I'm living 10 minutes away from here. So it's like a dream came true for me.
Yeah, I have a not obviously a similar story, but it's so true. I hear a lot that love has brought people to Marbella. I came actually to Marbella to work. I was working for an online magazine, but then I found love and I stayed for love. And I had also this dilemma that I didn't see big career opportunities here. I didn't see actually younger people here. I saw much more older people, retired people here.
This is
And I
something
was
that is changing.
and I was 25 and I still wanted to work hard and I wanted to make a career and I got this opportunity in Estonia. But then I also had the love here. So I was thinking, what do I do? What do I do? But in the end, Marbella has proven to be actually a place where you can make career and you can have amazing businesses here. And I'm so happy to have stayed my ground and stayed here. And now everything is catching up and Marbella is booming like crazy.
It's booming like
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Remember me in some way, like Miami,
Yeah.
what is happening in Miami.
Yeah, but what do you think that makes Marbella so special? What do you think this place has to offer that any other place cannot offer, like Miami or these kind of resort
Oh,
destinations?
a friend of mine who live in Miami say something to me that I think that is a really good description. Maybe it's not fancy description, but it's Marbella is like a Miami in terms of fancy and so on, how big they are right now, but with the European and especially and concrete Andalusian and touch. The people here, the local people, give that touch to the people, to the Marbella life. So I think that the main reason is because Marbella, San Pedro's people give that authenticity of being here. So I have been in so many cities in Spain, different places, but here we have something else because we have to say the beach are not the best ones. So, but even with that, the way of living is so amazing. So we go outside, we socialize, we live the in Marbella in outside. So
Yeah.
this is something that is really make it
Yeah.
unique.
Yeah, yeah, and we have the amazing microclimate, and
Of course.
and then now, of course, more and more entrepreneurs and more companies come in here. So, and to be honest, what I love about Marbella, it is like you said, it's in a way, it's like a village. I call it like a fancy village.
It's a fancy
Yeah,
village.
because you can really drive your beautiful car and drink champagne, but then you can be a village person and have some tapas with the locals. So
Fantastic.
I think that's the best and the
And the
thing
local
that
people, I think, that give that touch in every things, in all the points, not only in the food, in the services, that they spread that local culture to everywhere. And this is something that when you are coming from abroad, we are seeing, and that special touch is different. Is different.
But you said many times that it was a coincidence. It was a coincidence. Do you believe things that are like just coincidence, or do you believe in destiny, or do you believe in?
I think that
in
I'm
bigger-
talking about coincidence, but you like from maybe in your back brain you say, okay, this is what I really want, so I'm calling it. So I'm calling it's like a manifesting. Thank you for the wording. Yeah, of course. I think that I was manifesting, but from the rational point of view, I said no. I belongs to Madrid, so I should move to Madrid because this is where I
That's what
should.
your head was saying.
But my heart was asking for something else, and uh, in some way, I said no. It's a coincidence, but in fact, it wasn't. It was a big, big purpose to stay here, and finally, I make it.
It's important to follow your heart.
It's
No.
important to follow your heart.
So, what do you tell your kids? What kind of life lessons do you want them to learn from you, from your experience?
Hard work, first of all. I'm very proud of my kids because my older kid is a really hard worker. He's a lawyer in Barcelona,
Wow.
working for the biggest law firms in Spain. He's something else. In terms, he loves history, economics. He's just a big, big, bright guy. Alejandro is a TikToker.
Uh-huh.
He started TikTok thing in the after COVID, and then he realized that he can have a big business. So he has a with 22 he owns his own company based in Dubai and here, like a marketing agency. So he's the entrepreneurial guy of of the family. And Gabriela, my little princess, that she's 18, uh, she's a really hard worker girl. She's going to start her university next year. So saying that, I think that what I have uh, learned or teach them is to be consistent and hard work and enjoy it at the same time.
Yeah, and I think you've done a good job. It sounds like they're off to a great path in their life, and it's not easy. I see that in the younger generation that I don't see them as hardworking. I see them a little bit on the slow side. Not everyone, obviously, but I do feel like sometimes they want to jump to the success and what they see on social media and skip the hard work part. But I think in your 20s, especially, I think you should really work hard because that's when you have the energy. You don't have the kids,
Totally.
and just find your path and work because it's true. I don't think nothing big in life happens without hard work.
Totally.
Successful people say it's
Hard work. It's just hard work and consistency and going through the challenge and sometimes the difficult moments of your life, this is something that I've learned here in Sandon, In Sandon, I've realized that, Julia, the former CEO, she has done an amazing job, not only creating the brand from the brand point of view with of course, with the family support, but also in terms of financials, he's so strong. She made a very strong company, and in terms of the teams. So this is something I will recommend to interview Julia because she has a big history. I met very big um, women in my career, but Julia, again, surprised me that here in Marbella we have this such an amazing profiles, and she's running a big company. So I'm honored to take the legacy of Julia to become something else.
That's amazing. I can't wait to see what's gonna happen next because Antima and Sandon they keep surprising with the houses, with the developments, with Forum, with Sandon. What's next? Like everyone's like, what's next? What's happening? Even like upstairs, like everyone is so anticipating what is next because whatever they do, it like it just works. It just turns to gold. Sometimes I'll be like,
Families, they are very well organized. Who is doing what? Um, so they it's like a super engine that we have there. So it's the heart and the brains, and I will put some help and support to
yeah,
make the dreams happy and the family's dream.
yeah.
Something that they said when they talked, we are in the third and fourth generation. So my aim just to try to build and help them to build the fifth and the sixth generation's legacy. So this is something that really inspired me.
And I think they're going to leave a beautiful legacy to Marbella. They've shaped and changed Marbella immensely and brought back like proper class and elegance and timeless
Indeed,
architecture. And I'm so happy to be part of it and so happy that Sandon has been a sponsor for Marbella Life. I couldn't have asked. This is something that I've also, I think, manifested because I've kept the pictures of their houses and I've always wanted to somehow work with them. And I'm so proud to be sitting here talking to the COO and just seeing how they grow. It just really inspires me. And we have to also briefly stop on how do you balance everything that's going on in your life? Like you said, at one point you were studying, you're working, you have kids. Of course, now your kids are older. They're probably flying out of the nest, but still you've been probably hardworking all your life. How do you balance then? And how do you even find time for yourself? How do you find time for your partner? Or do you have any tips or?
I will say that it's really important to have like a strong diary. I used to say to my kids and my colleagues that, okay, if you make like a diary, I always said, okay, how many at the end of the day, how many of those meetings or those tasks or things to do I have accomplished? Sometimes it's 7, sometimes it's 8, sometimes it's 9, but have that kind of routine help me to say, okay, I'm not that bad. Okay, today was 6, but okay, but I accomplished more than 60%. So it's about the routine and the agenda and the diary you can follow to that is going to give you some relax on your heads just to if you want to go out or if I love to work out. So that's really important because that brings me some balance. So if I put everything on my diary, that helped me to relax my mind and not having all things around you, all the things that you need to do. So that relax yourself, I would say.
Because otherwise you end up working hard, working hard, working hard, but then we need to enjoy like
Especially here, so
yeah,
especially in Spain, and especially in
yeah.
Marbella. So
We don't want to arrive home 9 p.m. and tired and not be able to enjoy the beach. But I guess, like you said, it's planning and scheduling. I think the same probably with relationship. You have to plan, take time for your wife, take time for the kids. Because if you don't take the time is gonna fly away.
fly away. No, and at the same time, it's important to understand that you have to the moment that you are facing. At the moment, I'm just arrived to Sundance. It's only 1 month, so but it looks like a 1 year, one full year, which is fantastic. But I need to. I've learned, and I said, okay, I'm in the learning process, so it's normal that I have to spend more time. It's normal that I have to spend much more time talking, working, and then I will face another phase of the work, and then we will find something, and it'll become like that. Never is flat.
Yeah.
So it's a dynamic life.
Yeah.
So,
No, and life is through phases. Like you said, it's more intense now, but then hopefully you get some holiday that you get to enjoy your work as well.
but to be honest, I have to say that I'm living. I'm feeling like I'm working, but I'm also every time that I came here, I say, "Wow, what a beautiful place!" I'm really thankful. So to say, I'm working here. So this is something that I really my dream and my objective is to become. Sandon should be the best place to work, not only in Marbella, it should be in Andalusia because the team is great. So we are looking for the talent to came to Sandon from the interior design point of view, but also in the store. We want the best. We have very high standards, so we are calling for the talent, and this is something that happened in the last 3 weeks. We have the team is growing, and thanks to the team that we already have, we are attracting. So maybe in 1 year I will call you to say now we are the best place to work in Andalusia because we have all the resources, we have all the people to be the best place to work.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what's next. And before we wrap up, and we're gonna go have a little tour of the shop as well, because it's so beautiful, and there's no way that we can just talk about Sandon and not show Sandon.
Exactly, please.
Um, I'm going to ask you also, what are your like secret little places in Marbella that you like, and maybe only that the locals know? And you can just name maybe one or two on top of your head, and then I can list the rest in my website so people have to go and check. I always get so many good tips from people like that. Even though I've lived here a while, there's so many places. So I'm sure you have.
I don't know if
some amazing
I should
places.
say because I want to maintain it the
You want
price,
it to be
but
secret.
no. But I love to all the Guadalminas one because I live around there, so I have my place to have proper food. El Asador, I love the Asador because they have such a beautiful Spanish
food.
amazing food. And then I have like 2 or 3 different places for my pescadito that not was a discover was my uh, partner who really introduced me to those that is in the Marbella in the Marbella bar place. I cannot remember the name right now, but I know.
It's better if you don't
Yeah.
remember, because then you have to go to my blog and you'll find the best pescadito place. And these are the best places, honestly. Trust me. Like, you won't find these in
The typical pescador, this is where the fishermen are going there just to have some beautiful food. And I'm giving a lot of details right now. So they have beautiful moments there. I had really, and it's really local, really normal, price affordable. It's not the typical fancy things.
Yeah.
I'm pretty relaxed. I don't need any fancy stuff.
Yeah, like I said, that's the beauty of Marbella. I love the fancy things, and maybe sometimes even from social media, people think that maybe I drink champagne every day. No, not true. I love to have tinto de verano also in the best, like, simple places here as well. That's what I like. It's a very good balance of
Yeah,
both.
you have from 10 minutes
Yes.
from you have like a different environments where you can enjoy.
That's the beauty. Everyone is basically welcome in Marbella. So thank you again for your time.
Thank you, Tana.
It's been lovely to chat with you, and I can't wait to see what you're gonna do next here, what's happening at Sandon, and over the summer as well. There's so many things going on, many exciting events that you have here, and now we're gonna also go and have a little tour of the shop. But until then, I mean, everyone who loved our interview, love the stories, please visit my website. You can find more information about Sandon. And don't forget to subscribe and like and maybe share it with your friends if you find it inspiring. And I'll see you very soon. Thank you. This episode is sponsored by Wellness by Boho, a holistic sanctuary at Boho Club offering yoga, energy therapies, and next generation treatments for mind, body, and soul.